Okay, how's everybody doing? Happy holidays. This is my Thanksgiving video. By the time it's loaded up, it should be Thanksgiving. And just wanted to show off what I've been doing in November. And so the first one is this Rusty's ice cream truck and trailer. And basically it's 3D printed gun and 3D printed little engine here, and the little bottles on the side here are dollhouse bottles, and main gun is basically just heavy machine gun, but it can also be flavored as a bazooka. And I kind of been wavering back and forth whether or not to run it as bazooka or heavy machine gun and napalm. But trailer is just one of those basic Matchbox trailers, and I normally scoop these up for the motorcycle on them, and then I cut the motorcycle out and change out the wheels and use that. But I decided to leave this one on and just have the guy kind of sitting on it, shooting, because this one here has extra crew upgrade. And figured the empty space here would be good for RC car bombs, just sit them on there. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It's simple build, but it's the theme of this month for me was pretty much doing things simple. The trailer is made from a Warhammer hammer, and then I just filed the hammer down and to where it kind of fit in there. And it does come off, but it's trying to do it with one hand while holding the camera is a little difficult. So you'll just have to bear with me there. Made these little tie-down straps with some string, and so yeah, it's kind of a Harley-looking bike. So it's on the trailer, so it's in the natural habitat of the Harley. And got this cook here, and we've got Molotov cocktails in a box. And so this one will be peach moonshine cargo. And we've got the kind of a chef guy here, and this bearded guy with the fisherman's hat is the driver. This is called the Good Sweet. Good Sweet whiskey. So that's the bootlegger's redneck vehicle for the month. And like I said, pretty simple build on that one. I like how it turned out though. Then we got this one here for the warden. This is the Minesweeper. It's just a 68 Camaro with 2 big heavy machine guns, and doors rusted and welded shut, and got the metal plates blocking the way out, and the exhaust pipes actually help keep the doors from being opening. And got these plates just welded, or maybe the fender has been blown off and then replaced. Cheap and effective. This one turned out really well. I really like how this one turned out. Did the temporary tattoo method here. Had this temporary tattoo of the cross. So that looked really good, I think. If this is the first time watching my channel and you want a good technique for designing your cars, get my finger out of there. You can get some temporary tattoos. You can get them at the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever. Just do them like you would do skin. Find a nice little surface. Put them down, 30 seconds, and then just use the magic sauce. My favorite little secret weapon for Gaslands, Mod Podge. If you any kind of decals you want to use, regular model decals, temporary tattoos, Nail art decals work great for Gaslands. I use those a lot too. And this stuff here seals it better than anything that I can get cheaply. And so, yeah, it won't come off. I've had cars now for last 3-4 years now, and they don't come off. So, really good technique. And so we got this one. This was based off the Hot Wheels Purple Passion, which is a 51 Mercury. And I was trying to get this paint scheme off of this fella here, and it ended up being a little darker, but I still like how this turned out. And so I like the white on the blue. I like how that turned out. And I didn't do too much decal work on this one. Just kept a very basic, little bit of rust and dust. Because I liked how the two-tone came out. Did the little lion decal, some 3D printed wheels, and had the little claws on the front. And cut the hole in the roof, so you got the passenger seat gunner scout at the top. Not sure what I'm going to call this one, really. When I was putting it together, before I had painted it, I was jokingly calling it Captain Grabass. But I don't think that's appropriate for a regular game night kind of name. Some people will probably be okay with it, but where I play, there is, kids and stuff that come in. So, I don't know. I still like calling it that because of the little grabby hands at it, but yeah, I like how this one turned out. Very simple, again, build, and I like how I like this little gunner guy here with the binoculars, and yeah, did the mesh. This mesh is actually from my screen door, because my puppy decided to rip the whole screen down, so it needed to be replaced. So rather than throw it away, I've decided to repurpose it. So, and it's also the same mesh that's on the Warden car. And this one here is the Cranberry, which is named after the band. And so, it'd be good in a zombie bash. Just a very quick, clean build. Put a little dark Eldar decals there, just to give it some edge, the stars, and it's, just kind of a good, versatile build for Gaslands. I mean, this could go really well for Miyazaki, Idris. The side rams make it great for slime. It makes a good Verney vehicle because the metal back here, you can call that a tombstone. And you just, there's a lot of different varieties you could do with this vehicle here, and it turned out really well. The decal is actually a 981. I just flipped it upside down because I thought it would be something a punk would do. It's like, here's your number, and then they just put it on upside down intentionally. So, this casting, the windows are naturally pink, and I liked it, so I kind of kept the pink in feel. I just redid the paint and everything, and detailed it. So I like how that turned out, and I like this casting. It's the Track Dragon or something. Yeah. I don't know what this is actually based on, if this is based on a real car, but it looks kind of Wasteland with all the big rivets and the mismatched panels and stuff. So, yeah, that's the Cranberry. I might call it Killer Cranberry or something, but for right now, I'm just calling it Cranberry. And this one is another good, simple build. I got this casting and another one just like it, and a supercar from a guy who just wanted the wheels off the premium cars. And so all I had to do is put on some Lee Perry 3D printed wheels, and I 3D printed the gun and just went to town on it. I mean, just, you know, didn't need to change the paint. The paint's perfect. I did paint the spoiler because the spoiler was like plain basic gray. And I did paint the interior, dropped a driver in, painted the roll cage, and so did a little bit of weathering. Again, not too much. I like the, I've always liked the European touring car racing, and when the PlayStation was around, you know, I had a game called Toka 2, and so I've always liked that touring car style racing, and I would love to get the some of the cars from that game, because that game was like the '96 season. So, you know, they had Alan Minu and Jason Plato in the Renaults, and they had that red and white Vauxhall team, and they had the Volvos that they had just switched from the wagons to the sedans that year. And so I liked all those cars. And yeah, so again, I like this one. It's a pretty simple build, and it's one of those builds that's, you know, you can get to the table quick with it. And I got this little fella here. Here's another 3D printed vehicle of mine. I combined the Lee Perry design wheels off of Thingiverse with the wheels that came with this print, and then slapped a front mortar on it, so it's got some serious firepower for a little bike. And the little bear emblem came from my Space Marine Army, and I had to sell back when finances were a little on the tight side. But that's alright. I still had some of these laying around. They come from a guy, his company is called Pop Goes the Monkey. Does really good work if you want to make a custom Space Marine chapter. And I'm getting a little off of my Gaslands wheelhouse going into 40K, but if you want a custom Space Marine chapter, he's got some really, really good third-party prints that'll help you out. And so then put these little high elf image things on the shoulder pads, just to give them a little bit of a bulk, kind of give them a little bit of a bladed shoulder pad look. And this is another one. I'm not really sure what I'm going to call him yet, but I do like how the mortar kind of sticks out there. So yeah, mortars and miniguns, they do work really well on bikes. Just gives them a serious punch that can't be ignored. And then we got this vehicle. This is a clown van. And the clown van, basically, lots of different colors, a lot of weathering from use. Got the heavy machine gun, minigun, side guns, and then really loaded up on the crew. Got the ram. The ram says you can't spell slaughter without laughter, but when I did the weathering, I kind of washed out the words, so it's a little hard to see now. I might have to go back over that and put another layer of yellow and kind of try and pull that back out so you can read it. But for right now, it's done. And the reason I made this vehicle was because last year, around this same month, was the Clown Car of the Month build. And this was the last vehicle I made before my dad passed. So I wanted to give this vehicle a companion, and it's been sitting around on my to-do list for a while. And so you got the Mini Cooper here with the enormous clown launcher and RAM. And both of these cars, I plan on using them in Scarlet, unless Gaslands ever comes out with a official clown sponsor. But for right now, Scarlet kind of works for them. So, there's 4 people jammed in one little buggy. There's 6 people jammed in the van, and the van counts as a truck in the game. So, I think it looks really good. I'm happy with it. But yeah, definitely probably gonna revisit that RAM later. But and then we got this vehicle. This is my Christmas Secret Santa build. And so somebody, and I don't know who they will be. I don't think we find out till December the 14th. So if whoever I draw, this is their vehicle. I thought about keeping it secret, but I've actually I had this thing kind of planned in advance for that particular event. And so it's got the twin combat lasers. You could flavor them as like plasma cannons or whatever if they ever come out with like plasma weapons in Gaslands. And sat nav. And Merry Christmas and doves and the snowflakes and so again, you got the Lee Perry wheels. I really liked. I don't know why it took me so long to try out these Lee Perry wheels off of Thingiverse, because you basically can mix and match the wheel design with the hubcap designs, and they've got spike accessories and all. I mean, you can do so much, and I'm so happy. They print beautifully, easily on your build plate, and so yeah, I love it. And I hope somebody likes this vehicle too. They're hard to see. There's full crew inside here. You can run this as a buggy. You can run it as a car. I think it'd work either way. I'm calling it the Christmas sleigh, but again, you can call it whatever you want when you get it. So yeah, somebody's gonna get this. I hope they enjoy it. And of course, there's also gonna be other goodies tossed in. So I'm not spoiling everything that's going to be given for the Secret Santa. That's just the vehicle. That's just the build. Now, for this month's Gaslands November 2024 Car of the Month on Fire theme. Yeah, Gaslands UK. Yeah, this is what I've built. I've been calling it Crimson Phoenix. I was trying to do a candy apple red. The experiments trying to make the candy apple red led to the cranberry color that I put on the cranberry. But I'm not quite defeated in that field yet. I'm going to try something in another build one day. But I did try what they call OSL, or Object Source Lighting. And I've never done it before, and it's not necessarily something that I personally aesthetically like. But I wanted to do something that was outside of my comfort zone. Something I've never done before, and something that I figured the judges would enjoy for the theme of On Fire. So I have a love-hate relationship with airbrushes, and so I had an airbrush, I had a compressor. I don't now because my compressor decided to mess up, and I've never been able to do anything with them since. So I had to do all the object source lighting by brush. and I'm not like super happy with it personally, but you know, it's something different. And one thing I did like was I did on the glow effect at the top, and this was actually a Michigan electric weapon. It was like a magnetic weapon, but when I went to pop it off of my build plate, the front part of the piece just basically broke off the build plate and went into orbit, and I've never been able to find it. So I had the coil there, and then I had this. I think this is like an electrical piece here that I just repurposed. I've had it kicking around my bits box for the last decade and a half at least, and so it looks like a flamer. It's got kind of like that fooshy, whooshy look that a flamethrower has. Yeah, those are the technical terms, fooshy and whooshy. But so yeah, I did that, and the flame effect itself is basically done with hot glue and wire. There's a couple of videos on YouTube and around that kind of show how the technique is done, and so you basically build up the hot glue, and then you kind of push it forwards as it dries to kind of get the flame effect. It's I like it. I like doing this version better than trying to sculpt fire with green stuff. Because the sculpted fire looks a little too artificial. And so this looks a little more chaotic, and I kind of like that chaotic look to it. But yeah, you can see here the flames kind of trying to follow the lighting of the color of the fire. And then you got the instead of doing the fire chicken, I had this high elf shield insert, and so we did that. And then you can see the driver here, pink mohawk as Wasteland standard. And we got this one here with the Molotov cocktail. And I was told not to worry too much about like matching like the exact colors of everything and the lighting, and just to match where the light is actually hitting the model. So that's what I was just trying to do there. And then we've got the cat in the back. So I imagine the cat's there for a steel net. Because the steel nets in the game cause hazards when you throw them on people. So I imagine this build, throws the house cat at them. And then, strategy-wise, we've also got the oil slick dropper at the back. Because basically, almost dropped my phone. Want to put down as many hazards, hazard-creating things as possible when you're playing Cult of the Inferno, or basically anytime you're trying to light somebody on fire in Gaslands. Because if they don't have hazards, the fire just goes out. But if you can keep hazards on them, you can keep them aflame. And Cult of the Inferno, the votes, that's how you generate audience votes, is having everybody on fire. So you really need to have a hazard generating outlet for your team. But so whether that's like a bazooka, grenades, but this one here, flamethrower, Molotovs, steel nets, oil slick dropper. That's kind of the thing. I actually like how it did the OSL turned out on the back of it with the blue flames coming out the exhausts. That looked a lot better in my opinion. But so that is my build, and I'm, like I said, I'm really happy with how that glow effect did that though. I didn't do any rust or dust. My brother talked me out of doing any of the rust and dust. So it's more of showroom shine vehicle, which makes sense for Cult of the Inferno because they're it's like their vehicles are like religious artifacts. They wouldn't let them uh, deteriorate like that, I think. So, you know. And I got a puppy whining over here if you hear it. He wants to go outside. So I'm going to start wrapping this up quick. So, yeah. If you like this, like, share, subscribe. Always feel free to comment. I try to respond to the comments. If you want to support what I do, I have an Etsy store. It's King of Cats Crafts. I sell Gaslands cars and a few D&D miniatures. And I like to think I'm relatively fairly priced. Most of my cars range from $8 to $10. As prices are going up, I'm having to go from 8 as being my standard to about 10 now. But I think I'm still they're still pretty good cars. The quality ain't going down because the price goes up. So I really hope you enjoy. Again, enjoy the holidays and take care, be safe, and goodbye.